And that's what I was saying earlier, yeah. It's at my worst where I think of this real profound stuff. Like, bullet from a gun, I said, like a bullet from a gun, it burns when you realize she was never your girl, it was just your turn. And I remember feeling these lyrics. When I go out like in public and people tell me, oh, well, this song got me through like I'm like, wow, I had to go through a really dark time to even be able to write that, innit? But yeah, man, if I just want to say, if anyone ever hears me saying anything like just weak and insecure and toxic like that, it's because I was feeling really shitty.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. It's the Ebro show, man. Skepta is on the couch.
I am.
Yo, man, how are you?
I'm good. I'm back on a music run again. You know, I did that like Konnichiwa rollout before, which was great. You know, but
Phenomenal project.
Thank you. But yeah, my visa.
Things get complicated.
Yeah. It got taken away, so I had to jump through some hoops, get some reports, figure that out, and but I'm back, and I'm back on a music run, which is good. You know, I got the track with Flo Milli.
Fire.
Yeah.
And I like how you don't rap it till the end of the record. You kind of give the lady something in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But then you get to the bars at the end. I like that.
Bro, I keep it 100. I wasn't even supposed to do that second verse, but Flo's verse was so crazy.
He was like, I gotta get something.
Yeah, her verse was so crazy. When she hits that the True Religion, Greedy, Heart Cold, I think I needed that. When it starts going, it started getting crazy in it, and I was like, no way. I need to do something. But yeah, man, it feels good to be back, you know. I feel like a lot more people are in tune to what I'm doing right now. And it feels like I'm at home now when I'm in the States, man.
So I want to play some classics today to remind people of the discography. We're going to play the Flo Milli record too. You also had, what's that shit, Diligent?
Yeah.
That's some shit too.
Yeah, that was fire.
That's fire too. That just came out this year. So that was 2024, yeah?
Yeah, I started, because, you know, with TikTok and that, man, I was figuring out how I do it. You know what I mean? Because I don't think that an app should come and take me out. You know what I mean? No apps in the history of time, no genre of music has come out and taken me out. So when I saw TikTok, I was trying to think about how I wanted to do it. And so what I did is I broke that Diligent Gas Me Up track. I broke it up into like 5 parts, and I filmed music video snippets, and I dropped them all like separate. So I dropped like the 4th snippet first, and then after I dropped like the second. So it was like different pieces of the track that people were hearing. And then I brought it out. So I feel that kind of like, it was, even though it's like a really good like rap record, I feel like it was like my first like TikTok song. You know what I mean?
But do you forget that you're like a battle-tested legend out here? Like, do you forget that?
No.
Like, I know you know, but like when you're going through your creative process and like I hear you say, no app is gonna take me out. I'm like, yeah. Of course not. Like you're you. Of course not. You just gotta figure it out.
Sometimes it feels like it's happening though.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, as an artist, you definitely like you're at the mercy of these things to an extent. But you know, new apps or new ways of promoting your music or new equipment, technology comes out, and some people just fade. Some people just like the best of the best. It's happened to a lot of the best of them, you know. So at the same time, with me, like I'm definitely always looking about how does SK, how do I do this thing, you know what I mean? You know, so I feel like that was my first test at like TikTok, and I did it in my way. And that track, I just got off tour from Australia, and every time I press play on Gas Me Up Diligent, it was going crazy.
No, it's a thing.
Losing it.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Well, and I think, you know, we are living in a time where, and I mean, you've watched it, everybody's watched it, you know, everybody thinks that this thing is easy. So many things, right? Everybody thinks they can make music, they can rap, everybody thinks they can host radio show. Like everybody got a thing, thing. And so there's so many things. Everybody got a thing. and it's hard to maintain, right? And I think people are looking for some of the people like yourself that they know come from the real origins and had to go through some shit to get to this point in the journey, right? Like before we started rolling, I was privy to you being a DJ first.
Yeah.
Like your love for just music and playing music for people.
Yeah.
And bringing people together, culturally together. Whether you're playing dance hall, whether you're playing house records, whether you're playing hip hop records, like that was your original love, right?
Yeah, for sure. My dad used to DJ when I was younger, so it's kind of all I've ever known, just like bass music in the house. Even when I'm sleeping at night, I'll just always hear bass through the walls and stuff like that. So I feel like as an extension of that, I remember my dad had this karaoke, like it was a tape player, but it was a karaoke, but you could adjust the speed on it. Then I had another turntable where you could adjust the speed. So I would always try and mix when I was like young. I'm trying to mix like in the house, and then just like Music 2000 on PlayStation, making like this. I was listening to garage music, house, speed garage, like all that early kind of dance music, you know. And then I think slowly, like how the grime scene like kind of formed was us like we was always like looking for the breaks like on these vocal tracks to MC. So after the singing's done, you'd find that little bit and then you'd MC there and then stop when the singing comes. So I think after a while of like finding those breaks, we just started, you know, on these programs like Music 2000. I think I was working on Cubase at the time as well. We just started making our own beats, you know, and yeah, I think, you know, it's the blessing of being from London. We're just so like, everybody's so mixed, like. Culturally, yeah. Everything's just really mixed in it. So you're getting elements of everything in grime. You're going to hear samples from all, like, nothing. There's no boundaries, you know what I mean, to what you can sample. So I really count my blessings, and I feel blessed in a way of, like, when I come to do music, even though I know, like, in the end, it might have to go on YouTube or it might have to go on Instagram or TikTok, there's this initial love and this initial magic that I have for it, that it doesn't confine me to one genre. It doesn't make me think, oh, I can't sing or I can't rap or I can't speak in a different language or nothing. I just believe that I'm music, innit? So any aspect of that, yeah, I'm just really enjoying now. Like, you know, I'm DJing the house stuff.
Mas tiempo.
Yeah, mas tiempo.
You cracking a mic when you doing them parties?
Nah. That's straight DJing.
Straight DJing.
Yeah, straight DJing. But
and I also want to thank you too, because I think you being an MC, also being a DJ, also playing house records, also making hip hop records, grime records, however you want to, all the genres really. You've made all the genres as far as records. Yeah. Talk about that as not only just a music lover, but an artist, right? Because you are, I think, similar to me. We came up at a time where there weren't really boundaries on what a rapper could do or where hip hop could go, right? Like you even talk, like when you talk about grime, you know, when you're talking about finding the break in garage records, right? Like that's the same thing they was doing in the Bronx when they was trying to figure out how to, you know, rock parties was finding breaks. You know what I mean? And I don't know if y'all knew that at the time where y'all was coming up with grime and that movement, but that's the same exact shit. Finding a place for me to tell my story on these records that rock parties already. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so it's cousins in that way. But you're a music lover that pulls from all these different influences, and I think we live in an important time, once again, in hip-hop, in history, in popular music, whatever you want to call it, that this is happening again.
I'd say, like, after it's taken me a while to know myself, and I'm an artist through and through. Like, I'm just an artist, and even when I try not to be, it finds me in different things. You know what I mean? So, I think there's a lot of people out there like me that are inspired by another one like me. You know what I mean? So each one teach one in a way where it's like, I still haven't signed anybody to a label or anything like that. When I know that I could, there's many people that would sign to me, but it's hard for me to sign someone when I want everybody to really find this. You know what I mean? I don't want to son no one. I like having people like under my wing and not under my thumb. You know what I mean? So it's like, I want to show people that everything in this art world, like music, all the genres of music too, innit? Like, people listen to house and think it's some mad, like, German, Russian thing. Like, this is black people music.
Very black. From
You know what I mean?
Chicago, Detroit. Like,
Yeah,
very,
like Paradise Garage.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, this is where these places
New York
are started.
City, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, this is where these names are coming from. Garage and these, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I think, like, over time, when I've tried to tell people stuff, you get shot down for it. If I say to you, hey, bro, man, just like, do you, bro, be free, bro, do you? They're like, all right, he's weird. You know what I'm saying? He's on drugs or something, you know what I mean? Like, but if I just embody it and just be it and be a representation
Lead
of
by
it,
example.
yeah, then, you know what I mean? Even if when you're with your group of friends, you're finding a way to all gang up and say, oh, like, SK's weird, man, like, he's on some other thing. Like, if you can do it, once you're by yourself and you're thinking for yourself and you see me, you'll realize that I'm doing everything that you want to do, innit? In every aspect of it. And it's probably why, like, I've created this, like, I've ended up having this persona where I'm, like, very, like, off and anti. Or people be like, oh, yeah, he's very... But it's because, like, I kind of know like, that without all of this stuff, deep down, I am an artist. You know what I mean? Even in my worst times, I'm gonna create the best art. So if people, like, all the stuff that people, all the talking and all that kind of stuff, it's not for me to really get into. I just know that, like, I'm really blessed and I need to keep being the example for that young girl or boy who's sitting in their room one day thinking, man, like, how do I just do me and, like, break out of this, like, network of pessimist, like, being a pessimist. How do I break out of this frequency?
Or even
you know
break
what I mean?
out of these silos and these boxes that everybody puts you in. Because you come from this
Yeah.
neighborhood, you got to be like this. Or
You know
because
what I
you look
mean?
like this, you got to be like this. Type
That's
shit.
crazy because I used to think like that, but it's because of the frequency that I was in, and it was me looking at, like, Biggie. You know what I mean? It was me seeing Buster in the Give Me Some More video. You know what I mean? It was me seeing Missy, Elliot, like, these people I've never met. Well, I met Buster, but I never met these other people. They don't know how much they inspire. I'm sitting here right now because of these people, you know what I mean? So, and they never told me how to do it. They just were embodying it. And it was just for me to, like, find time. There's this quote that I love. It says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Because they just have to keep doing that. And when I'm ready, I will find the lesson in that person. But it's not for them to really care about explaining it to me and making me feel welcome and no, if I don't understand it, well, then see you next time, innit? So, yeah, I'm just, like, on a real, like a shooting star mission, man, until I burn out. You know,
I love that.
Of just being a representative and somebody who embodies greatness and being an artist for real.
Let's get to that Flo Milli.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
Why lie?
Why lie? Because she gonna lie to herself anyway.
Yeah.
That's... Yo, listen.
I know, man. I shouldn't be saying stuff like that.
Yeah. That's crazy what he said in this song. I was like, wow, I've never even heard it put that way.
It was just a mad. And that's what I was saying earlier, yeah. It's at my worst where I think of this real profound stuff. Like, bullet from a gun, I said, like a bullet from a gun, it burns when you realize she was never your girl, it was just your turn. And I remember feeling these lyrics. When I go out, like, in public and people tell me, oh, well, this song got me through, like, I'm like, wow, I had to go through a really dark time to even be able to write that, innit? But yeah, man, if I just want to say, if anyone ever hears me saying anything like, just weak and insecure and toxic like that, is because I was feeling really shitty.
But that's
So
a human
forgive
experience.
me.
It's a human experience.
Yeah, it's forgive me, man.
But you got to be human.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it, man. Why lie, man? Don't
Why
lie.
lie?
Why lie?
Why lie?
Yo, I wanted to play, man. You said you're on a shooting star.
Mm.
And obviously energy popped in my record. Popped in my mind. I played that record. You and WizKid, man.
Yeah.
You guys have phenomenal records together. And during this period between Konichiwa and today, you've been very active in going to Nigeria and building and performing. And, you know, like, while you may not have been putting out albums per se, you've been very active, though.
Yeah.
Talk about what that's done for you just as a human being, being able to do that work and touch down. And I think you rhymed about it on a song, buying land in Nigeria, and really.
And man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like me, I'm an immigrant growing up in London, you know. Obviously I'm born there, my mum and dad are not from there, but I'm growing up there, and I'm growing up in London in them times there in the 80s, 90s. There's a lot of questions that you have in it. Like, I'm not understanding how my house is this way, and I'm opening up the door and I'm stepping out into the UK, and then I'm coming back and then my house smells like
culture,
egusi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ogbono stew. Like, I'm not understanding how my house is like this, but I'm coming out. So there's a lot of things that I've been trying to understand growing up. And yeah, I feel like using, or not even using, through my art and through like expressing, it all led me back to Nigeria. You know what I mean? Everything led me back to the language that we speak, why things are said in that way, like the metaphors, the poetry in Yoruba, the poetry in Igbo language. You know what I mean? They all led me back to that, and the more that the more time I spent there, the more that I like really like put Nigeria like on my shoulders, the more that I found that I was making the right decisions, like in my present life. If I just always consider that, where I'm from, how far we've come as a family. Like, because I read, my mum's released a book, Endless Fortune.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and when I read that, seeing like where she's come from to get to
your sister
UK.
put me onto that. That's right.
Yeah.
Julie put me on. That was a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like in that book, she speaks about, being in the Biafran War and making it to the UK and meeting my dad in the UK. Like, the chances of me being here is like very like slim, innit? So the more that I go back, I just think it was just me just answering, obviously, questions of my younger self. But at the same time, again, I know there's a lot of like young African guys like around the world who might have felt displaced as well. Like, their parents are from there, but somehow they're born and they're not really from, this isn't making sense. Then they listen to my music. In Bullet from a Gun, I say that, I've made my way to the village and I see my name on my granddad's grave. Because I'm named after my dad. He's named after his dad. So I'm seeing my name on a gravestone. Like, and I remember seeing it, and I stood there for like 25 minutes. 5 minutes of it, the end 5 minutes, I'm just crying, looking at this stuff like, wow, like, I've really been here before. And this is probably why when I'm walking into certain places, I'm feeling these vibes, or I'm getting these messages, or if someone's telling me, oh no, don't do that, or don't do that. And it's, kind of made me understand myself. So yeah, I don't think I would ever do enough work in Nigeria. We're building stuff in the village all the time, helping out where we can, but I don't think I could ever do enough, and I think it's a great backbone for me, to be honest with you, somewhere for me to always like lean up against and remember who I am at times, because I'm lucky in that way.
Are you able to enjoy where we are as the larger Black diaspora in music, from Caribbean influence and African influence and Black Americans and the sharing of music? Has that hit you? I mean, because there's so much of, I don't know, whatever you call it, Afro beats, Afro swing, Afro fusion, grime, hip hop. Like it's all from the same root. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That we got from our ancestors, storytelling over drums and bringing these sounds together. And then you put in technology and we sampling and chopping and bringing things from the past and putting things together and, getting on the mic and sharing story, just all of that. Have you been able to to see that and enjoy that in this moment?
Yeah, I think for music, I think a lot needs to be done in Africa still. Just so that they're getting a fair chance at the game like everyone else. But I still believe that, a lot of the best music out is coming out of Africa, right now. A lot of the dances originating from Africa. So yeah, I definitely think that I say we, and I'm from London, but I still feel wholly with them, with everyone, So I definitely feel like we're on the map. But I just feel like the back end...
The business.
Yeah. I feel like the back end needs to be
But we're all
sorted
still
out.
kind of working on that part, right? I mean, even in the United States. I mean, it's better, but there's still...
But terrible in Africa though, man. Like the deals that they're getting, some of them are still having to work with like these other crazy platforms to release music. You know what I mean? It's just very like... So I just feel like once somebody's serious about that, there'll be a major percentage of chip of, just making it fair.
Right.
Yeah, making it fair because, I think a lot of the rest of the world are having a great time with Afro beats, making a lot of money off Afro beats, but...
It's not getting to the people.
Nah.
Are you seeing the embrace of UK rap in North America? Are you starting to see that too?
I'm seeing...
Because,
I'm seeing it around the world, to be honest.
Yeah, around the world too. Yeah, for
but
sure.
in America, definitely North America and America, like if we're going to be specific, yeah, for sure. I think like, I'm lucky because, as I said, like I'm surrounded by some of the best rappers, like, and I say that because we're not ignorant to no culture
right.
in the UK.
You got to study everything.
No, you have to know everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm talking to you about people, like if you ask someone today who's their favorite rappers, like some of the rappers that I would say are like the original, you know what I mean? Yeah. They're probably thinking, wow, this guy's like old, like, you know what I mean? Because we've had to really like watch this stuff on our TV, study this for years, And I think because of that, like I'm surrounded by some of the best artists and rappers like in the world.
What's one of your favorite records to perform? When you're in rapper mode.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, praise the Lord.
Fine. That video, that was you and Rocky, right?
Yeah.
Where you were showing London and New York side by side in the video.
Yeah.
And how much it had in common.
We both went. So I went New York. He came London. We both got it done. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It was flipped.
Yeah, we flipped it. Yeah.
That was hard. Good times. I'm a big. Shut down obviously. But man, It Ain't Safe on the Block.
Wow.
What year was that?
2015, 2016.
That was a different Skepta.
Yeah, no,
that was a different guy.
Yeah, anybody who listens to that could tell I'm influenced heavy by Pat 3-6.
Yeah.
I think I'm reiterating at this point, but I think like that's the blessing of where I'm at in my life, innit? Not even just like the time I was born, but also the fact that I'm British, but I'm so well studied. You know what I mean? In this language. So when I'm coming to do tracks, like it's like I'm gonna come and do Praise the Lord. That's X.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I said in the track, I listened to X, I peep the bars, the snakes, the rats, the cats, the dogs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So someone who's at home thinking, rah, okay, cool, these British guys, they don't even respect what we're doing. They just come and do it. They're gonna listen to the something about this SK guy, like something like he just sounds like he's actually doing what like I'm studying and I'm reiterating, boom, like why lie? It's got the Busta Rhymes. What's it gonna be, Flo, at the end?
Yeah, right.
And they're gonna down, baby, come on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
3-6 on Ain't Safe. So it's like over time, like, you know, when I come, especially if it's not a grime track, like these tracks I've just mentioned, if it's not a grime track, I will always make sure I'm paying homage to the genre that I'm stepping into, to the arena that I'm stepping into. Like, I know where I'm coming into, and I'm gonna not that I'm just gonna always take someone's flow for a rap record, but like I will always have little nuances in my bars where it was like people will know, yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. So it got to the point, this is a leak, but I have Project Pat's on my next album.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a long time coming because I'm sure he's heard No Security, he's heard Ain't Safe, he's heard Grease Mode. All these tracks is like 3-6, Bounce, and Flow, you know what I mean? So, you know, when I got that, actually, I made the track and I sent it to him, and he hit me back and he said, I'm gonna flame throw this record. And I remember just sitting there, just like, like I said, I don't have no number ones, I don't have no Brits, no Brit Awards, I don't have that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? I ain't got no Grammy or nothing like that, but
that's what you need.
That's me. You know what I'm saying? That message from Pat.
Doesn't that feel great, man?
And then the verse came back 2 days later. I'm listening to this verse. You know how we rock, boy? My name ringing out there like I'm a top boy. I'm like, nah, this Project Pat is this guy's hard. So yeah, when that comes out, people are gonna they're gonna love that one. But yeah, you know, that Ain't Safe record was one of the first times I ever like did the flow. I always reference the production style in my grime records, like the half, like all the time, like since I first started making grime. But lyrically, that was the first time I kind of did that flow, like, and
I love hip hop conversations. Man.
So do I, bro.
Man.
That's what I love the most. Man. I love the music, like I love the art, innit?
Best.
And I think that's why.
Yo, that's why I'm still sitting here, bro.
That's why the art loves us back.
That's why I'm still sitting here.
Yeah, the art loves us back.
I talk about a lot of shit all day, but that's why I never went and did a show that was like straight gossip and all that other shit.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta have the music, man.
Yeah,
gotta have the music
for sure.
Speaking of the music, I guess it's gossipy though, but it's hip hop. Epic battle goes on in hip hop in 2024, something like we never seen before.
Yeah.
As a fan of hip hop, were you able to enjoy it?
As a fan, yeah, cause I come from grime, so we're clashing all the time.
Young guys straight battle and talking
we would
crazy.
say crazy stuff to each other. Yeah, but I don't know. I think that it's changed now. Yeah, I think it's changed.
After that battle, or
nah, like since I was clashing, I think it's changed. Like, and probably this battle, what I just saw is probably what is hit the nail on the head for me. Where it's like, when stuff gets said like that now today, it's more personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's something about.
There was a lot of lying on it. There was a lot of lying. People was just saying.
There was one.
Shit. They was just saying shit.
There was one K-Dot diss track that came out, and I was like, oh, this is over. Like, this isn't rap. This isn't a rap diss and clashing anymore.
No, they don't like each other.
This is over. Like, they don't like each other. It's clear. I can hear it. Like, I can hear it in his voice. He doesn't like Drake. When it sounded like you two just really want to see each other and do each other something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like that would hit him up. And I even said the same shit, you know, when Pusha T and Drake was doing their thing and he said the shit about 40. I was like, nah, I don't like that. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. But then there's people who are like, nah. And then you see like the battles, the URLs and all that type of shit. And you're like, whoa. Yeah. It goes far.
Okay.
Maybe you know what? It's age.
No. We're gonna hit it though, Ebro. We got time. Even if they cut the cameras off, we're gonna figure this out. Do you know what I think it is?
Huh?
Because they are in positions where they are both
the biggest.
They are both really big, yeah. Have major deals, major cahoots with major companies, right? talking to each other like this is looking crazy. Like
that's a good point.
You're calling him a word, but this guy's signed to thing. So now, how can they sign a man that is being accused of this thing? So now the things that when I was clashing in grime, we never had nothing to lose. There you go. This is where I'm landing now. So when we're saying things to each other, you could call me anything in the world. I'm not gonna lose a Nike deal.
Right.
I'm not gonna not be able to put food in. That'd probably even get me more money because we'll go to the show and do the clash on the stage, and more people are paying and rare. You know what I'm saying? So
the version they was doing was hurting.
It's hurting what we've built. It's hurting what we've all built this whole time. Like you two, man. If you don't like each other, just link up and speak and just talk to each other, or don't speak to each other. But all this stuff you're saying to each other, for the rest of everyone else who is waiting in line for the doors that you've kicked open, these doors are shutting on us right now, bro. We're looking crazy out here. That's why I didn't like that. It was good until they started sounding so like it just sounded crazy, bro.
Skepta, man, I appreciate you coming back outside and like you said earlier in the convo, you know, I always see you, it's always love, but I know you don't sit down and do a lot of talking, so I appreciate you, man.
Nah, I don't.
Nah, I know. Y'all may not hear from him
Always
again after this for a long time. He gonna look back at it and be like, I ain't like that. I ain't like I said that.
Nah, it's cool, man. It's cool. You know, interviews with you are chill, man.
Nah, it's good. Man. I appreciate you, man. Skepta, thank you.
Blessings.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Applaud this man.